Good morning, guys. Happy Monday to you guys. I hope you've had an awesome weekend. I certainly did. I had a really good one. I'm going to do something called Neuro Flossing with you guys today. Something new. Well, not new because we do a lot of neuro movement anyway, the nerve movement, but we're going to add a little bit of extra to this today. So remember, think of your nerve as a string tied from one fingertip to the other, to your head, down to your toes, from your spine. And we're just going to move different angles with our hands, etc., just to get a little bit of an extra pull through that nerve and to keep it moving, because whether we've got old injuries or new injuries or we're feeling fine, it's always a good idea to just move that nerve a little bit. So it's called neuroflossing. I want you to stand with your feet hip width apart from me and just stretch your spine up, grow as tall as you can. Okay, breathing in, lengthen. And as you breathe out, just keep growing tall, but let those ribs slide down for me. And again, breathe it in. And exhaling all the way out, sliding those ribs down, zipping and hollowing. And again, breathe in. And exhaling, slide the ribs down, lengthen that spine up. And again, breathe it in. Now, we've got a nerve that runs from the base of our skull here all the way to the tip of our coccyx, and then it spreads down into our legs. So you're going to breathe in, and as you exhale, think about nodding your chin forward. Now, immediately, you are stretching that nerve just by doing this action, and release that head up. Now, again, nod your chin forward down to your throat, and lift that chin up for me. And again, nod the chin forward. Connect your ribs, tighten up your tummy as you roll just a little bit further forward. And restack your spine. And again, zip and hollow, nod your chin forward. And I want you to roll all the way down now. So I always say to you, bend your knees, because it does release that nerve. So if you're very nervy, keep bending those knees. Breathe it in. And as you exhale, engage your bum, squeeze your bum as you roll back up. And push up to standing. And again, nod your chin forward. It's just a normal roll down, but think of this, instead of stretching muscles, think of this releasing nerves. Breathe it in. So if you don't have any nerve issues, you can straighten those legs. If you don't have any spinal injuries, that is. And as you exhale, squeeze your bum and restack. So by bending your knees, you're just releasing that nerve a little bit. You're not giving it such a full stretch. And again, nod your chin forward, ribs connect, belly button scooping. And hang there, inhaling. And as you exhale, squeeze your bum and restack it all the way up, 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 up to standing. Good. Now, stretch your spine up. I just want you to go into big shoulder rolls just to get some movement through the shoulder joint itself before we go into the nerve flossing for the arms. And I just want to carry on with those huge shoulder rolls. Now, slide those shoulders up to your ears. Slide them down and think of that neck growing nice and tall. And again, up with the shoulders. Slowly down, long neck, guys. And again, up. Slowly down and long neck. Now, you're going to just float those arms up like we normally do, pushing the heels of those palms away from you. And you might feel a bit of a tingle in the fingertips. And again, up. And stretch it away. And then up. And stretch away. Last one like it. Up and stretch it away. Now, I want you to float those arms up and sweep them around to about here. Now, straighten those hands. Now, as soon as we straighten your one wrist like that, you're going to really stretch that nerve. So imagine it's a long, tight string going from fingertip to fingertip. And every time you do that, you're literally pulling that nerve. So we want to do it a bit gentler. So I want you to lift your right hand up facing the wall that way and look at your fingertips there. And then you're going to lift those fingertips up and drop that hand. And then reach. And then reach. That's it. Reach. If you're incredibly nervy, bring your arms slightly forward and bend your elbows slightly. Just to release that nerve. Sorry. You're looking at the hand that's floating down towards the floor. And reach. And reach. And reach. Brilliant. And reach. Now release those arms down. I want you to turn both arms up towards the ceiling and behind you, and then release it. So think of, instead of moving the muscles here, which you are, so it's a double action, we're actually just moving those nerves that run out from the neck into those arms. And the 3 lovely nerves that run in there that cause all sorts of problems. And so to reach and reach, stretching your spine up the whole time. Remember to bend your elbows if you need to. That's it. And then release it. Relax those arms down. Lift your left arm up for me. Now, you're going to take that arm and bring your thumb into your face like that, as if you were, yeah, just doing that. Cupping your hand with cupping your hand into your face. Now, I want you to do that and then release and look in the opposite direction. Okay, so bring your hand in, drop your head into your hands, and then look in the opposite direction. And again, drop it. So this is going into one of the nerves for the ulnar nerve that comes right into your hand, and drop your head in. That's it. And drop that head in. And reach it. And drop it in. And reach. And get that thumb hooking around your chin. So I want that rotation opening up through here. And then release. And rotate. So you can, if you want to increase that stretch or that nerve floss, drop your fingers towards the floor as well. And in. And look in the opposite direction. And in, just one more. And look in the opposite direction. So this is really lovely. Actually, really, after this, you'll probably feel really nice and released in the shoulders. I want you to cup your hand into your face like that, dropping your head in. And as your hand reaches away, look in the opposite direction. And then cup your head into your hand and look. And cup it. And look. So you're not flexing that hand just yet. Just get used to the movement. And reach. Remember, if it's too nervy, I know some of you have got major shoulder issues. If it's too nervy, just bend that elbow to release it a little bit. Now I want you to flex that palm of your hand and feel the difference. It should get quite a bit stronger or feel a little bit tighter. If you don't, fantastic. It means your nerves are loose. And reach. But in this day and age, with all of us sitting so much, these nerves are generally tight. Cup and release. Brilliant. One more. And release. And just relax down. So now you're going to take your arm, come closer to you. You're going to take your arm and you're going to twist your hand back and look towards the palm of your hand and release that palm back forward like that. Okay, so you just rotate and look at the hand down there and release. And rotating and release. Getting movement through that nerve. That's it. And rotate and release. And again, look at that palm of your hand and release. Look at it and release. Now to the other side. Look down into your hand as if you're holding something and release. And rotate it. Good. Stretching your spine up, zip and hollow. Rotate and release it. And again. And release. Good. Just one more after that. And rotate. And release. Brilliant. Go back into your shoulder rolls for me. So you might feel a bit of a tingling all the way down to your fingertips. Just flick those fingers out. Those nerves waking up. And now I want you to float those arms up. So we're going into our normal bow and arrow, except we're going to add some movement with the hands. Okay? So you're going to keep your hips absolutely still. Pull those arms back and reach that arm away. But I want you to flex the hand that's behind you away from you, pushing that palm away. And then bring it back in. And then pull back, stretch that arm away, flex the wrist, and sweep it back around. Awesome. Pull back, stretch, flex the wrist, and sweep it around. Pull back, reach, flex that wrist, and release it back down. Now you're going to go back again, reach that arm away, and you're going to rotate your palm to face behind you. And then release it back into the front. Okay, so pull back, stretch it around, rotate your palm to face behind you. And then as you release it back, so the hand comes back to the center again. Pull back, reach, rotate, and release it. Good. Pull back, stretch, rotate. Lovely, guys. One more to either side. Pull back, stretch, rotate, and release. Lovely. And then pull back, stretch, stretch, rotation, release it, and back down. Now take those arms behind you, just pull back, palms facing up towards the sky behind you, and then float those arms up and sweep those arms around. And again, float them back up and just sweep them around. And again, up, and then float them to here. Now, I want you to look at your left hand and pull it towards you. So your palm lifts up to look at your hand, and then release. Other side, look to your right, your palm faces towards you, and release. Remember, if this is too nervy, bend your elbows, and release. Pull in, palm comes up to you, and release. Palm towards you, and release. One last one. Palm towards you, and release, and relax with arms down. Fantastic. So again, from here, go to the end of your mat for me. Lengthen your spine up, nod your chin forward. Ribs connect, belly button scooping. Bend your knees only if you need to. Inhaling, hold it here. And as you exhale, I want you to bend your knees even more. Come down onto your bum and roll down onto your back for me. So relax your spine down completely, please. Breathe and float that arm up. I want you to stretch your arm up into a shoulder drop. So we do these often, okay? You're going to reach up and drop. So yes, you're stretching the muscles, but I want you to think of lengthening and flossing that nerve from one fingertip to the other. So you're reaching one side and drop it. Reach and drop. Reach and drop. And reach and drop. Now, you're going to reach and rotate the hand without dropping. So you're going to reach your arm up and rotate that palm out and release down. Reach the other side up. Rotate the palm out and release. And rotate. And release. Rotate. And release. Now you're going to take your left hand across your right hand, looking in the same direction like we normally do. Gently release that arm down and reach it. Just think of that spine, that nerve moving, guys. It's like a string. You're just flossing it from one side to the other. And release. And again, reach. And release. Now, if you're very nervy, play with the movement of your head so you can get a bigger movement without so much nerve tension going on. So you're going to reach this time and turn your palm to face towards you and release it. So we're twisting a little bit. Rotation adds to the movement of that nerve. And reach and rotate. And release. And reach, rotate. And release. Reach, rotate, and release, and reach, rotate. Brilliant. And release. Now turn your palms to face your knees. Just move down a little bit. You're going to take your arms behind you and sweep those arms around. Huge circle, just normal circles for me. Zipping and hollering, and reach it. That's it. And up. And sweep it around. Now take those arms back up. Palms facing it towards you. You're just going to do an arm opening, but I want you to think about those wrists, your arms pulling away from you, so you probably feel a little bit nervy immediately. So remember, just bend those elbows just to release it a bit if you need that. Connect your ribs to pull back in, and then arms opening and back in. Now you're going to open and rotate the palms towards the floor, stretching those arms away. Release, pull back in. Open, rotate your arms the other way. Release, back in. And again, open, rotate, release, back in. And open, rotate, release, back in. Turn your palms to face your knees. Take those arms behind you, sweep it all the way around, and relax those arms down. So you should feel quite, say, warm, but like it should be sort of just release. I can't think of the right way to give you, but it should just feel like something's just relaxed in those shoulders. Okay, so what I want you to do is we're going to go into spine curls. So you're going to breathe in, and as you exhale, tighten up your tummy, imprint that lower back, and hold it there. So now this is a gentle stretch of that neuro area, and release it. So remember, you've got a nerve that runs from your skull down to your coccyx area, and then it spreads down into the sciatic and then splits into the legs. And release it. and release. And you've got little nerves running off the whole spine all the way up. But these are the main ones I'm talking about. Generally the ones that cause most of the problems. Peel up a little bit higher for me, holding it here. And roll it back down. And again, tuck it under. Peel, peel, peel. Inhaling. And exhaling, stretch and release down. And again, peel it up. Even higher. Body weight forward over your feet. Inhaling. And as you exhale, roll it down. Very nice. And again, zip and hollow. Peel it up. Breathe it in. And exhaling, stretch and release down. So I just want to open up those joint areas here just to give those nerves a little bit more area to move or space to move. Feet are nice and wide. I want you to roll your hips to the one side, head to the other. Look at that hand. So the rotation of the hands also working on that nerve, guys. Tuck your tailbone up, push your hip away from you. Breathe it in. And as you breathe out, bring your ribs, your waist, your hips and your knees back to center and over to the other side. Inhaling, tuck under, push that hip away. And then ribs, waist, hips, knees, center. And again, over you go. Breathe it in, hold. And exhaling back to the center. And again, over. Breathe it in. And exhaling back to the center. Bring those feet back to hip distance apart and relax those arms down. Now, you can either keep this one leg straight or bend it. I'm going to keep mine straight. You're going to stretch your legs up and you're going to flex a foot and lower that leg down. So just point and flex. So we do a lot of this, and the reason we move that ankle is to help move that nerve as well as increase the extra stretch there. But I just want you just to wake things up there a little bit. Zip and hollow, tight tummy, slide your ribs down. 5 more. So ignore the burning muscles, guys. I want you to think about your nerves here today. That's it. And 3. And 2. Last one, lower it down. Now I want you to lift your head and hold this position. Now with that straight leg, you might find it's a bit nervy, then just point the foot. If that funny feeling goes away with the pointed foot, then it's a nerve thing. If it doesn't go away, then it's more than likely something else going on the hamstring. But I want you just to point and flex. Keep your head lifted. Point, flex, point, flex. Zip and hollow. That's it. Point and flex. 3 more. And 2. And 1. And place your head back down. Bring that leg up. Slide the other leg away. Lift your head up for me. Flex and point. 2. And 3. So every time you flex that foot, you're adding that extra pull through that nerve. Sit. And 3. And 2. And 1. And release it down. Slide that foot in. Now I want you to slide both feet. If your feet are getting stuck on the floor or something, add a pair of socks or find a slippery area or add powder. Just make sure your feet can slide nice and smoothly here. So you're going to zip and hollow, lift your head as your feet push away from you into a point or a flex. If you want less stretch on that nerve, point the feet, okay? And bring your head back in. And again, slide it away, flexing. And then release it back in. And slide it away and flex. And release. Slide it away and flex. Float the arms up, breathe it in. And as you exhale, nod your chin forward, ribs connect, belly button scooping as you reach forward. Now, this can be very nervy for some people. Obviously, if you're not comfortable sitting in this position, lift yourself up. You're welcome to bend your knees as well. But I want you to just sit there with a relaxed foot. Now, every time you move forward, I want you to nod your chin forward, connect your ribs. You're nodding chin, flex your feet. And lift. Now that's a proper pull all the way from the top of the underneath your skull, all the way down your spine into the feet, okay? And then roll forward, flex the feet. And release. And flex. And release. This is just neuro flossing, guys. And release. And flex. And release. So I'm going to bend my knees because my nerves don't really like being flossed so much. But you can do this in this position as well. Okay. But it is very important. So for someone like myself who's had an operation, it is so important to keep that nerve moving smoothly, guys, because if your nerves get stuck, that's when we get horrible problems going on with those nervy feelings and horrible sensations down the leg. And lift and flex and lift, flex and lift. Now bend your right leg. So we've got a nerve, the sciatic nerve, that runs down here, but it splits round about the knee area into the calf and down into the foot, one other one. So it splits into sort of two. So I want you to get some rotation through this leg. So the one leg is going to be bent. You do it facing you. You're going to bend this leg up. And as you push your leg away, I want you to rotate your toes in. It's slumping forward as well. Not slumping. Keep control. Keep your tummy tight. And then as you sit up tall, bring that leg back in. And then as you go forward, leg out to the side. And back in. And out to the side. And back in. Good. And out to the side. So if you ever suffer from sort of nerve issue pains in the calf or underneath your foot, good one for you guys. And rotate. And in. And rotate. And in. Other side. So slide it away. Forward with your upper body. And back in. Up. And forward with the upper body. Rotate out. And back in. It's all about adding that movement. And in. And out. And in. Out. And in. And out. Good, guys. So I know it doesn't feel like you're doing much, but I promise you are. And up. And back up again. Okay, sit back on your mat. Or I'm going to sit back on my mat. Roll it down for me. I want you to stretch your left leg up to the ceiling. Now flex that foot. So you've got that lovely neural stretch there. And you're going to go into those ankle circles. So you're just working with that nerve that splits up underneath your foot. So if you have feet issues going on, these are quite good to do, or actually very good to do, just to get that nerve untrapped in there. And then back the other way. Sit. Now you're going to hold that leg up, flex that foot, rotate the heel in, toes out, and then release and in. So remember, you can bend this knee if it's too neural. You don't want that nervy, horrible, horrible feeling, but you do want to just add movement. Rotate and rotate. Now flex out, and as you rotate in, point. Flex out and point. Flex out and point. One more. Flex it out and point and flex and place that foot down. Beautiful. Stretch the other leg up into those ankle circles. Sit. Back the other way. Very nice. Now, flex the foot, rotate your heel in, toes out, and then rotate in and out and in and out and in and out and in. Now, flex out and point in. Flex out and point in. You might find when you point that nerviness sort of goes away. And you need to do more of this. Rotate and in, rotate and in. One more time. You might feel burn in that ankle. That's okay. And in, rotate and place it foot down. So now we've pretty much manipulated all the main nerves in the body. So now we can go into normal movements, but just focus as if you were stretching your nerves the whole time. Flex your feet, reach towards those ankles. Remember, if you need to, you can always bend your knees or soften your feet. So point your feet if it's too nervy as well. That will also help. And then roll it down one vertebrae at a time. Float those arms up. This time, sweep your arms around, flexing your palms away from you as you roll up and flex those feet. And restack. Roll it down. Arms up and over. Flex the palms of your hands. Up you go. Flex the feet or keep them pointed. It's up to you and how you're feeling. And then restack and roll it down. And then sweep it around. Flexing. Roll it up. Flex your feet. Reach forward. Tightening up your tummy, guys. Stretch it. And then restacking and think tall. Okay, so up onto your hands and knees for me. I want you to keep your hands here. Now you're going to go forward over your wrists and then back like that. So I want you to move that wrist joint and back. Zip and hollow, tight tummy. Spine is in neutral. It's all about the nerves today. And forward and back. Now you're going to come back to a neutral position and you're just going to go from side to side, keeping your palms flat on the floor. That's it. And then I want you to come back to neutral and we're going to go into a circle around. So you're taking that palm into a stretch, you're also getting into that neural stretch as well. Back the other way. Very nice. Sit all the way around. And back to the center. Now, zipping and hollowing. Tighten up your tummy, lengthen and lift. Now we're going to go into normal tabletop, but I'm going to add movement with the foot and the hand just to add to that neural stretch and release it off neural flossing. Reach, but not now, just now, and release it, and reach it, and release. Now remember to tailbone is tucking, and release. Last one, and reach. Now I want you to flex the foot and flex the hand, and point, hand and foot, and flex, and point, flex, point, flex, point. One more, flex, and point. Place it down. Other side. Stretch it away. Keep that tailbone tucked. And flex. Point. Flex. Point. Very nice, guys. Flex. Point. One more. And point. And place that foot down. Breathe it in. As you exhale, thread the arm through. We're going to go into threading the needle. So you're welcome to keep the knee on the floor. Thread that arm through. Hold it here. Inhaling. And exhaling, push back up and reach over to the other side. Stretch it away. Inhaling as you exhale, thread the arm through. Breathe in. Keep your hips level with the floor. Exhaling, push back up, reach it. And down, other side. Stretch, thread it through, breathe it in. And as you exhale, push back up, reach. Last one, and reach it. Thread it through, hold it here for an in-breath. And exhaling, reach and release down. Now we're going to do the same thing, but you're going to add movement to the arm. So just focusing on those nerves running through the arms. There's 3 of them. Rotate your palm to face the floor. Stretch away. Push back up. Stick with the same arm. And again, thread it through. Rotate towards the floor. Beautiful, guys. Reach. So any form of rotation, the arm is going to help move those nerves for you. And back up and release down. Stretch it. Zip and hollow. Thread it arm through. Turn your palm to face the floor. Push back up. Reach. And again, thread it through. And up. And one more. Thread it through. And up. And release it. And push back into shell. So those of you that need to, you can hug your knees into your chest or simply stay lifted in the bum area. Breathing in, hold it. And out. And again, inhaling. And out. Squeeze your bum. Try and keep your bum on your feet, guys, as you roll it up and walk yourself forward onto your hands and knees again. Now we're going to go into the cat stretch. Breathe it in, stretch it up, but focus on thinking of lengthening your spine, your nerves, from your neck down to your coccyx. So zip and hollow, tight tummy, squeeze your bum. Roll through that lower back. Hold it here now. Tighten up your tummy. Just release your head between your shoulders. Now to add into that nerve stretch, tuck your chin to your chest. Breathing in. And as you exhale, lift your head. But keep your spine in a curved position. And then just drop your chin to your chest. So I just want you to move your neck. And lift it up. You're staying tucked under. And one more. And lift up to neutral and bring your pelvis back to neutral position. So we're going to go into an extension now. You lift your pelvis up to the top, up to the sky. Lift your chest up. Now hold it there. Keep your pelvis where it is. Tuck your chin towards your chest. and lift your head up. Tuck your chin into your chest and lift that head up. One more, tuck it under. And then from there, tuck your bum under. Go back into a normal cat stretch. Breathe it in and into normal extension. Into camel. And then tuck your bum under. Roll, roll, roll through your spine. Inhaling, hold. Exhaling, release it back into. And again, tuck your tailbone under. Roll it through. Now chin to your chest, guys. Breathe it in. And as you exhale, release it back to neutral. Now from here, you can either go onto your elbows if your wrists have had enough, or stay in plank position. You're going to zip and hollow, lift up onto your hands for me. Zipping and hollowing, hold it here. Now tailbone is tucking, belly button is scooping for me. Lift it up. Just hold. Now I want you to think about pushing your heels back away from you. So yes, you're stretching your calf. And then in that position, I want you to drop your chin to your chest. So now you've got a neural stretch. Lift your head up, bring yourself forward again. Push back, nod your chin forward. Lift up, pull forward. Push back, chin to chest. Lift, back up. Push back, chin to chest. Up and forward. Beautiful, guys. Back, chin to chest. Remember to tuck your tailbone under. Forward and again. Chin, forward, back, chin. One more. Back, chin. Back to neutral. Place one knee down and the other. Walk your hands forward for me and sink your chest, just like an animal stretching, down to the floor. Breathing in and out. And again, breathing in and out. And as you exhale, squeeze your bum. Use those glutes to roll you up one vertebra at a time. Float those arms up and over. Sweep your arms around and swing around onto your back for me. Okay? Now, keeping your knees bent, I want you to nod your chin forward. Tuck your tailbone under as you roll back down onto the floor for me. Beautiful, guys. Now, you're going to breathe in and as you exhale, come up into a double knee fold. I'd like you to imprint your lower back into the floor so that we incorporate all the core muscles as well and float those arms up. Now, you're going to cut into dead bug, opposite arm and leg. Remember, there's no popping here. And slide it back in. Reach and slide it back in. Now, when we reach, I want you to rotate your palm to face out or back, either way. And your palm, your leg is rotating out. So your knee's going out and your hand is rotating out. And back in. And rotate. So you're getting a bit of a rotation through the hip as well as the shoulder, but we're doing it to move that nerve. Reach it and release. Reach. Now, no lifting in that lower back. Reach and release. Reach and release. Don't forget about the rotation of leg and arm. Reach, release. Give me 3 more, please. Reach and release. Tailbone tucking. Reach and reach. Last one on either side. Zip and hollow imprint. And release. And reach. And release. And hug your knees into your chest. Now, in this hugging position, nod your chin forward, chin to chest. So you've got a beautiful neural stretch. From the tip of your tailbone, your coccyx to the head. And release it back down. Back into that double knee fold. Back into your imprinted position. You're going to go same arm, same leg, same side. Okay? So you're going to stretch opposite arm, same side, away from you. Connecting through those ribs and release. Just normal one, reach and release. One more normal on either side. Stretch. Back in. One last one. Reach. Back in. Now, I want you to rotate again. Try rotating your knee in or out, depends on what you feel you need. And rotate in or out with the leg and the arm. Fiddle, guys. It's all about making the movement work for you, okay? And release. Reach it and release it. Reach and release. Reach and release. One more. Fiddle with the angle. You rotate the leg and arm. That's it, guys. One more to either side. Okay, we're going to have to do one more after this because I started on this side. And reach, release. And again, hug your knees in and nod your chin forward to your chest. Feel that spine stretching all the way through. Hold it here. That's it. And again. And then gently release it down. Slide those legs away, arms up and over. Breathe it in. As you exhale, roll it up. Tighten up your tummy. Flex those feet. Reach towards those toes, holding it there. Beautiful, guys. Point there. Flex, feel the difference. Point. Flex. Make sure your tummy's tight though. Point and flex. One more. And flex and restack the spine. Sit up tall. Okay, get those legs into a big V for me. Remember, you can sit on something just to give yourself a little bit of a lift. Now we're going to add rotation to the arms here. Breathe it in, stretch it up. As you exhale, lift up. We're going into the saw. So rotate your right leg. Slide that hand down the outside of that leg. Now the hand that you look at rotates to face out to the side. Stretch that arm away from you. Look at that hand. And then release it, tightening up your tummy to come back to the center. Rotate. Slide that hand down your leg. Look at that hand. Rotate the hand forward. Stretch it on the way. Breathe in. Look at it. And as you exhale, release it back to center. And again, rotate. Reach forward. Palm facing away from you. Inhaling. And release it back to center. Rotate. Slide it forward from you. Rotate that hand. Inhale. Exhale. Release it. Now you're going to rotate the hand backwards, okay? So zip and hollow. Rotate. Slide that hand normally like we would normally do. Stretch those arms away. That hand is facing away from you. And then release it. And again, rotate. Slide it forward. Look at that hand behind you. Your hand and fingertips are reaching away. And release it. Bring it back down to center. Place your feet in front of you. Take your one leg over the other. Hug your knee in. Take your arm behind you. Stretch up and rotate your spine. Now breathe it in. Hold it here. As you breathe out, rotate a little bit more. And now I want you to hold this position and look to the front and look behind you. And look to the front and look behind you. All different strange little additions to these movements, but they really help with the nerves. And then release it. Other side. Hug your knee in. Hand behind you. Stretch up. Rotate. Breathing in. Hug that knee in, guys. Hold it here. Now look to the front and look behind you. And again, look and look behind you. And again. And look behind you. One more. And look behind you. And release it. And place those legs down. So you're going to go down onto your side for me. Breathe it in. Get those legs in an oyster position. So feet in line with your bum for me. Take that top hip, stretch it away, tuck under, pull your belly button in for me. Now, you're just going to take that arm up, so you're reaching away. You can even turn your palm to face the back. Depends on what feels more comfortable. Now, open your knee and release it. Actually, as we open the knee, rotate your palm to face behind you and release it down. Open and release. Tighten up your tummy. Open and release. Good, guys. Reaching those fingertips towards the sky. Sit. Now, you shouldn't really feel too nervy now because we've warmed it up quite a bit. But if you are, then just soften your elbow. Work with that. Okay. Rotate. Center. Good. Zipping and hollowing. Very nice, guys. 5 more. And 4. 3. 2. And 1. Release that hand down. Now, tap your knee, tap your foot. So here, Yes, we're working your bum, but just think of how that nerve is moving as well, because it runs through the glute area, down into the hip, down the back of the leg, and splits into the calf. So just think of, as you're doing this rotation, how that nerve could be moving. 7 and 8. It's a nice way to take your mind off the pain in the bum. 10 more. And 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5. Zip and hollow. 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. 10. And release that leg down. Slide those legs away. Remember, we're not going to do lots on Monday. Breathe it in. And as you exhale, zipping and hollowing, roll it up all the way to the top, reaching it forward, inhaling. And as you exhale, restack and swing around onto the other side for me. Okay, so zipping and hollowing. Knees in an oyster position for me. Head relaxing down, arm up towards the ceiling. As you open your leg, your palm faces out, okay? So zip and hollow, rotate, tailbone tucking. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more. Come on. And 1, 2, 3. Tailbones tucking. Add to that release. Add to the flossing of the nerve. And last one. And place that hand down. And then you're going to tap your knee down and your toe down. Knee and toe. 2. Zip and hollow, tuck. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10 more. And 1. Zip and hollow. Think of the rotation going on. 3, 4, 5, 6. Squeeze that glute. 7 and 8, 9. Last one, guys. 10. And place your feet down. Stretch those legs away from you. Float those arms up and over. Breathe it in. And as you exhale, roll it all the way up to sitting. Flexing your feet. Reach towards those toes and restack to sitting. Now take those arms out in front of you, in line with your shoulders. Take those palms out here. Now you're going to rotate for me, ribcage around spine, no movement in the hips. Stretch those arms away. Place those hands back, release to the center. Rotate, stretch your arms away. Release, back to center. Rotate, stretch your arms away, lower the one behind you, and just rotate the hand that way so you're actually looking into your palm. So turn the palm to face the ceiling, release it, hands back, back to center. Rotate, stretch both arms away. The bottom arm rotates towards you so you're looking into the hand, and release, hands back, rotate. So you're going to rotate again, stretch both arms away, rotate the palms to face all the way up towards the ceiling. So rotating back, down towards the floor behind you and up. Release it, hands on your shoulders, back to center, over to the other side. Stretch your arms, rotate all the way around, looking at that hand behind you. Release it, hands on your shoulders, back to center. One more like that, rotate. Stretch, look at that hand behind you, rotate both arms. Back, hands, center, reach, rotate, release, hands, back to center. Fantastic. We're going to swing around onto your tummy now. So just straight down, without any horrible little transitions. I want you to have your hands next to your shoulders and your legs a little bit wider than hip width apart, okay? Now remember, if you have got a back issue at the moment, just slip a little cushion underneath your pelvis, between your pubic bone and your belly button. Ribs are connected, guys. Forehead resting down. Breathe it in. Now, as you exhale, I want you to roll your nose forward, looking just ahead of you and lifting your chest up. off the floor for me. Stretching the spine away from you, inhaling. And as you exhale, release it back down. Now nodding your chin forward, lifting up. Breathe it in, hook your pubic bone into the ground. And then release back down. And again, roll that nose forward, lift that chest for me. Hold it, breathing in. And release it back down. Now slide those hands a little bit closer to your body. So you're going into the cobra now. Remember, only go as high up as your spine will allow you to go. Your forehead's resting down, breathe it in. And as you exhale, roll your nose forward, lifting your chest. Breathe in, hold, exhale, tighten up your tummy as you come up. Now we're going to hold it here. I want you to tighten up your tummy and I want you to look to the right, center, look to the left. Center, roll it back down the front of your spine, nose in, inhaling. As you exhale, roll that nose forward, lifting your chest. Breathe it in. And as you exhale, tighten up your tummy, up you go. Open up those shoulders, guys. Look, center, look, center, roll it down. One more like that. Zip and hold it. Tighten up your tummy, hook, belly button scooping, roll it up. And you go as high as you want. Rotate, center, rotate, center, release it. Place your hands closer to your shoulders and push back into shell. So keeping your knees together for me. If you need to have your bum up in the air, do so. Stretch those arms away, breathing in and out. And again, breathe it in and out. Now, from here, squeeze your butt. Restack your spine all the way up. I want you to walk it forward, back onto your elbows, and come down into that position for me. So you're in a sort of mini cobra position. Your elbows are pushing down into the ground and constantly pulling towards you. Now, the lower back area, if you're slumping like this, it's not going to be comfortable, guys. So I want you to hook your pubic bone down, tighten up your tummy. So you're lifting your belly button and your tummy off the floor in towards your spine. Ribs connecting. Now you're going to take your one leg, flex that foot, pull it to your bum without sinking. Okay, so keep up and release down. Same leg, flex, pull in, release down. Flex in, release, and in. So you're stretching the front of your leg, your quad, and away, and in, and away. One more, and away. Now tighten up your tummy, flex, and release. But not only are you going through all the tightening of the tummy and you're stretching the quad, you're stretching your nerves, guys. You're moving that nerve. So I want that flex, your foot flexed. No sinking in the waist. Keep it tight. 2 and 1. Now you're going to take both legs in, point the feet away. Flex your feet in, point the feet away. Tighten up your tummy, flex, point. There's no movement, guys. There's quite a bit of control with this. And flex, point. 2 more like that. Flex, keep your ribs tight, your tummy tight. Last one, and release. Now place your heels together, your feet together, and you're still up on your elbows. Now you're going to tighten up your tummy. You're going to squeeze your left bum cheek to lift that left hip off the floor and look at your feet behind you to your right and release it down. Now remember, this takes a little control through the tummy. Tighten up your tummy, lift your right hip off the floor, look towards the left at your feet and release down. Lift your left leg up, look to the right. Look at those feet and release. So this is twisting that neuro area, your nerve part, and release. I can't talk and do this. Tighten up, look, and release. Tighten up, rotate, and release, and rotate, and release, and stretch those legs away. Slide those knees up underneath you, or lie on your back and hug those knees into your chest. Stretch those arms away, breathing in and out. And again, breathe in. And as you exhale, keeping your bum tight, roll it all the way up. Float those arms up. Flex those palms away from you. Take those hands behind your back and just open up through the front of the chest. Inhaling Oh, it's going to be such a beautiful day here today. And again, breathe it in. And exhaling, release it. Come around onto your back knee. Feet hip width apart, roll back down through your spine, arms out to the side for me. Palms facing the ceiling. Get your feet and your knees together for me. So you're going to go back into your hip roll, but please, I want your knees to stay level, your feet stacked one above the other. Don't let them split, okay? So zip and hollow. Think of how you are getting movement through rotation in that nerve. Rotate your hips to the one side, and the hand that you look at rotates onto the floor. Yes, it's to keep the shoulder blade down, but also think of your nerves. And then ribs, waist, hips, knees, center. And again, over. Breathe it in. Slight tuck of your tailbone. Stretch it. And ribs, waist, hips, knees, center. And again, over to the other side. Zipping and hollowing. Inhale. Breathing out back to the center. And again, over you go. Slight tuck. Inhale. And then release it back to the center. Okay, I want you to go back to that wide footed hip roll. You're going to go over, tucking under, pushing through the top of that hip. Come on. Look at that hand, rotate it down. And then release it. And just one more to the side. Stretch, tuck under, push that top hip away from you. Inhaling. Breathing out back to the center. Fantastic. Bring those feet back to hip distance apart. Float those arms up. Palms facing in. I want you to go out, stretching. Think of lifting the wrist up to the ceiling. So you're flexing those hands and release. Now you're going to take your left arm out, flex that wrist slightly and look to the right and back in. Bring your right arm out, flex that wrist, look to the left. As soon as you rotate the neck, you should feel an increased stretch through that nerve area and back in. Over, lift, release. Over, flex that wrist, and release. Now both arms out to the side, and this time pull those palms in towards you. Release, pull back up. Using those hips, open wide. Pull those palms in towards you, and back in. And open wide. Pull those palms in. Release, back in. This time you're going to open wide, just off the floor. Rotate your palms to face the floor. And release it back in. Open, rotate to the floor. And release back in. And open, rotate. And release back in. Turn your palms to face your knees. Take your arms back. Flex those wrists as you sweep them around. And again up, over, flex, sweep around. And again up, over, flex, sweep it around. Beautiful. And just relax those arms down by your side. So it should be a very nice warming sensation down those arms. Bring your right leg up, grab hold of your ankle, bring it across your straight leg, and bring your knee to your opposite shoulder. Now lift your chin up, lift your head up as you pull it in, tuck your chin towards your chest. And gently release the head down, swap sides. Grab hold of your ankle with your opposite hand, bring it across that straight leg, pull the knee in towards that opposite shoulder, and lift that chin up. Hold it. Release it, stretch those arms up and over, breathe it in. As you exhale, flex those feet as you reach forwards, breathe it in, and restack it to sitting. I'd like you to go into the knot. So remember, you can pop yourself up on a cushion to get into a better position and hold it here. Now, you're just opening up those hips, which opens up that whole navel area. Feel that stretch, walk yourself forward. And I want you to focus on lifting your chest up. That's it. Open up those collarbones. And as you exhale, restack your spine one vertebrae at a time. We're going to go into a side reach. So just think of that nerve, how you're stretching it here. Breathe and reaching those little fingers towards the sky away from you. And as you exhale, rotate your ribcage towards the floor and inhale, stretch it on. Now I want you to look behind you slightly. That's it. Feel that extra stretch there. And release to the front, come back up. Over to the other side. First into a beautiful side bend, breathe it in or side reach. As you breathe out, zip and hollow, rotate towards the floor. Now look behind you, inhaling, stretch that arm away. Back to the front and back up. Swap your legs over to the other side. Feet on either side of your bum. Walk your hands forward. Hold it. Just open up those hips. That's it. Good. Restack it for me. Hand to the one side, into that side reach, holding it there. Watch your shoulders aren't creeping up to your ears. Keep them down. Breathe it in. Breathing out, rotate ribcage towards the floor and look behind you. Increase that rotation, increase the stretch. And release it. Use the side transfers to pick you up and over to the other side and just hold it here. Inhaling. And as you exhale, zip and hollow, rotate. Hold it. Look behind you. Inhale. And exhaling back to the front and come back up to sitting. Cross those legs in front of you, hands on your knees and into those huge shoulder rolls. Sit. Now take those arms out in front of you. You're going to take your right arm down. This arm that comes behind you, I want the palm facing towards the sky. And I want you to look at your palm. And then you're releasing it back up. Take the other arm back behind you. Look into that palm and release it up. And behind you, look into the palm and release it. Behind you, look and release it. Place those hands on your knees, shoulders up, shoulders down, long neck for me. Shoulders up, shoulders down, long neck. Now you're going to take this arm out, reach that arm away. And as you lift your head, so you're lifting your arm. Lower your ear. You should feel that stretch. And lift. One more time like that. Lower. And lift. And again, stretch it out. Lower. And lift it. So this is what we call flossing. Lower. Our kind of flossing. Not your kids' kind of flossing. Reach it. And lift. One more like that. Reach. And lift. Place your hand down. You can do the same thing except we're going to add movement. So you're going to stretch it away and flex the palm of your hand. And release. And flex. And release. And flex. And release. Now I want you to flex the palm. So head almost goes towards your hand. And stretch the hand as your head goes away. So you're flexing as you pull in this time. And reaching. Just one more like that. Flexing. And reaching. Place that hand down, other side. So I want you to flex as your head goes away from you and release. Flex and release. Flex and release. Now you're going to go the other way. You're going to slightly go in with your head as you flex your hand and stretch fingertips to the ear. And flex it in. So it's like that string is shortening and then lengthening. Shortening and lengthening, and place that hand back down. Huge shoulder rolls for me. Hold it there. Take your right leg over your left, push up into standing. Nice and easy. Feet hip width apart, stretch your spine out, tailbone is tucking, breathe it in. And as you exhale, nod your chin forward, roll it down all the way, hang here now, breathe it in. Remembering to soften your knees if you need to. And as you exhale, engage your bottom, tightening up your tummy. Keep your chin to your chest right to the last second, and then lift your chin level with the floor. Stretch it up. Nod your chin forward, ribs super tight, tummy, roll it down. Hang there, inhaling. Exhaling, chin to chest. Roll it up. Push it away. Last one. Inhale. Exhaling. Push it away. Float those arms up. Sweep those arms around. One more like that. Up. sweep it around, and just relax. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. A little bit of stretch. You might feel a bit tingly all over. It's good. Yeah, just remember, we need to move those nerves. So if you've got old injuries, new injuries, whatever, get those nerves moving. But guys, have an awesome day, and we'll see you guys